the universe we can't see. You begin in silence. Not the peaceful kind, the kind that presses against you. A darkness that isn't empty, only unreachable. You are floating. There is no up, no down, no horizon to cling to. Just an ocean of black so deep it feels older than thought itself. You wait for stars to appear, but none arrive. This darkness is not the absence of things. It is the absence of access. This is where the universe actually begins. Not with light, not with galaxies, but with the realization that most of reality does not announce itself. It does not glow. It does not whisper. It simply exists beyond your reach, like a locked room whose door you will never touch. You have been told a comforting story since childhood, that the universe is vast, yes, but visible. That with better telescopes, sharper instruments, more time, humanity will eventually see it all. That knowledge is only a matter of distance. That story is wrong. You drift forward, and stars finally ignite around you. Pinpricks of fire scattered across the void. Galaxies bloom like cosmic cities, spiraling arms lit with billions of suns. Nebulae exhale color. Space feels alive now. Observable. Familiar. But this is a trick of perspective. Because what you are seeing, everything you have ever seen, is a vanishingly small sliver of what exists. An island. A fragile, shrinking island of light. More than 99.999999% of the universe is permanently hidden from you. Not undiscovered. Not waiting patiently for better technology. But fundamentally unreachable. Forever sealed beyond the limits of observation. You can look in every direction. You can build machines the size of cathedrals. You can listen to the echoes of the Big Bang itself. And still, almost all of reality will remain invisible. The darkness presses in again. You reach for certainty. Humans always do. You build telescopes that drink in ancient light. Mirrors polished to atomic perfection. Detectors cooled to temperatures colder than space itself. You aim them outward toward the edge of time. And it works. You see galaxies as they were billions of years ago. You watch stars being born inside collapsing clouds of gas. You glimpse the afterglow of creation, the faint microwave whisper left behind when the universe was young, hot, and dense. 13.8 billion years. That's how far back your eyes can travel. It feels like mastery, like triumph. But the deeper truth waits quietly beneath the celebration. Because light is not instantaneous. It is not a window, it is a messenger. And messengers take time to arrive. Every photon that reaches you has been traveling for years, centuries, billions of years. By the time it touches your instruments, it is already ancient. Already a memory. You are not seeing the universe as it is. You are seeing it as it was. And there is a limit to how far memories can travel. Beyond a certain distance, space itself expands faster than light can cross it. Not because light is slow, but because the universe is stretching underneath it, like ink smeared across an inflating balloon. There exists a boundary around you. Invisible. Absolute. The observable universe. Not an edge in space, but an edge in time and causality. A horizon beyond which no signal, no matter how fast, can ever reach you. On the other side of that horizon, galaxies exist that you will never see. Stars will burn and die without ever casting a photon in your direction. Entire cosmic histories will unfold in perfect silence, unrecorded by any eye, human or otherwise. They are not hidden by dust. They are not hidden by darkness. They are hidden by the structure of reality itself. This is the paradox. You live in an era where humanity can measure the curvature of space-time, yet remains blind to almost everything that exists within it. You hold a cosmic map, and it is almost entirely blank. The realization does not arrive gently. It tightens around your chest. If most of the universe cannot be seen, cannot be measured, cannot even be touched by information, what does that say about certainty? You have built your understanding of reality on what you can observe, on patterns in light, on motions of stars, on echoes from the dawn of time. But what if those observations are not representative? What if the universe you see is not typical, but exceptional? a rare patch where conditions happen to allow light, matter, and time to behave in ways you can detect. What if the true nature of the cosmos lies mostly outside your horizon, unmeasured, untested, free from your equations? The thought is unsettling. You imagine standing on a beach at night, staring at a glowing city across the water, convinced that civilization ends at the shoreline, unaware that behind you stretches an entire continent, vast and silent, never illuminated by your gaze. This is your position in the universe. And the island is not stable. Dark energy, an invisible force threading through space, pushes galaxies away from you faster and faster. Every second, distant regions slip beyond the horizon, crossing a one-way boundary where their light will never reach Earth again. The observable universe is not growing clearer. It is shrinking. Lights are going out. In the deep future, observers like you will see less, not more. Galaxies will fade. Cosmic background radiation will redshift into undetectability. The universe will appear smaller, emptier, simpler, its true vastness erased by expansion. Knowledge itself has a half-life, and you are living in a narrow window where the universe is briefly willing to reveal even this much. So you ask the forbidden question, the one that lingers unspoken in scientific papers and conference halls. Is the universe mostly unknowable by design? Not because of ignorance, not because of insufficient intelligence, but because reality has built-in limits. Because no matter how advanced a civilization becomes, there are truths forever sealed beyond its causal reach. A cosmic censorship. The universe does not hide everything, but it hides almost everything. You float there, suspended between wonder and unease, surrounded by galaxies you can see, and haunted by the uncountable ones you never will. This is only the first veil. Because even within the tiny fraction of the universe you can observe, something stranger waits. Something darker. Most of what shapes galaxies does not shine. Most of what governs expansion does not interact with light. Most of what exists refuses to reveal its nature. You have not only failed to see the universe beyond your horizon, you have failed to see the universe around you. And as you drift deeper into this realization, one truth becomes unavoidable. The greatest mysteries of the cosmos are not far away. They're right here, hiding in plain darkness, inside the part of the universe you thought you understood. When the sky felt infinite, you once lived beneath a sky that felt whole. A ceiling of stars nailed into eternity. Nothing hidden, nothing missing, only light, and the quiet belief that you were seeing it all. You stand barefoot on ancient ground. The air is still. Firelight flickers behind you. Above, the sky opens like a dark cathedral, vast but intimate, close enough to feel personal. The stars do not rush past. They do not expand or flee. They simply are. Perfect. Eternal. To you, the sky is a dome. A smooth, black shell stretched over the world, punctured by tiny holes of light. Each star a pinprick. Each constellation a story stitched into permanence. Orion hunts forever. The Great Bear never sets. The heavens rotate with mechanical loyalty, night after night, year after year. Nothing suggests depth. Nothing suggests distance. The universe feels finite, but complete. Everything that exists is visible. Everything important shines. You learn the sky the way one learns a familiar face. You name the patterns. You trace their movements. You carve meaning into them, gods, monsters, seasons, fate. The stars become a calendar, a compass, a prophecy machine. And slowly, quietly, a dangerous idea takes root. If it can be seen, it exists. If it exists, it can be mapped. So you map it. Stone circles align with solstices. Clay tablets record planetary paths. Armillary spheres mimic the turning heavens. Early astronomers chart the sky with painstaking care, convinced that completeness is within reach. Because when the sky feels small enough to memorize, it feels knowable. And when it feels knowable, it feels safe. This is the first illusion. You do not yet imagine that stars are suns. The idea would feel absurd. Suns burn. Suns warm skin and crack soil and decide whether crops live or die. The sun is powerful, dominant, central. The stars, by contrast, are delicate, cold, decorative. They twinkle. They cannot be like the sun. So you place them close, embedded in crystal spheres, layered like cosmic clockwork. The moon rides one shell, the planets another. The stars, fixed to the outermost sphere, the final wall of existence. Beyond that, nothing. And that nothing is comforting, because a universe with an edge feels finished, accounted for. Quote, you can imagine reaching it. You can imagine understanding it. You can imagine that the mystery ends somewhere. Early astronomers refine this picture with mathematical elegance. Circles within circles. Epicycles upon epicycles. The heavens become a grand machine, predictable, harmonious, obedient to geometry. Errors are not signs of failure. They are inconveniences. Adjust the circles. Add another layer. The illusion holds. And for centuries, it works. The sky continues its dance. Eclipses arrive on schedule. Planets loop and reverse like clockwork toys. The universe behaves as expected, which is the most dangerous thing a universe can do. Because expectation breeds certainty, and certainty dulls curiosity. You grow comfortable beneath this visible cosmos. You teach it. You pass it down. You build philosophies and theologies upon it. Humanity's place feels defined, small, yes, but centered within a grand, comprehensible order. You believe the sky has shown you everything it has to offer. You are wrong. The crack arrives quietly, not with thunder, not with revelation, but with glass. A tube, polished lenses, a crude instrument by modern standards, fragile, narrow, imperfect. And yet, when you lift it to your eye, the universe fractures. The moon is no longer smooth. It is scarred, bruised, pocked with shadows that crawl as the sun moves across its face. Mountains where perfection was expected. Valleys where divinity once lived. Jupiter gains companions, tiny lights that orbit it, indifferent to Earth's supposed centrality. Worlds circling something other than you. And then, stars. You point the telescope at the familiar constellations, expecting sharper pinpricks, brighter points, more precision. Instead, the stars remain stubbornly unchanged. No disks, no structure, just light, which should have been reassuring. But it isn't, because something feels wrong. If stars are truly embedded in a nearby dome, magnification should reveal their size, their surface. But they refuse. They behave not like decorations on glass, but like fires impossibly far away. And slowly, reluctantly, the unthinkable begins to form. What if the stars are not holes? What if they are suns? Not close, not small, but unimaginably distant. The sky you thought you knew suddenly stretches. The dome cracks. The shell dissolves. Distance floods in like cold air rushing through a shattered window. And with it comes vertigo. If stars are suns, then the universe is not a room. It is an abyss. The illusion of completeness collapses in on itself. What once felt intimate becomes overwhelming. The sky is no longer a ceiling, it is a direction. And there is no promise that it ends. You realize something terrifying in its simplicity. You mistook visibility for proximity. And proximity for understanding. The things you could see were not close. The things you could map were not complete. The things you believed were not safe. And if you were wrong about the stars, what else have you misunderstood simply because it was visible? The comfort is gone now. In its place, wonder, but also loss. The old sky, with its perfect order and tidy boundaries, is dead. You cannot unsee what the telescope has revealed. You cannot return to the dome. The universe has depth now. Layers. Distances so vast they mock intuition. Every star becomes a question. How far? How old? How many? And for the first time, a more unsettling thought emerges. If the universe is larger than you imagined, what if it is also stranger than you can imagine? The telescope does not just extend your vision. It undermines your assumptions. It reveals that reality does not care about human-scale comfort, that the cosmos is not obligated to be visible, understandable, or complete. You feel small in a new way. Not small at the center of a grand design, but small inside something that may never fully reveal itself. This is the moment humanity steps onto a slippery slope. From a universe that felt finished, to a universe that feels infinite. And infinity does not come with guarantees. You lower the telescope. The night sky looks the same as it always has. But you know better now. The stars have not changed. You have learned the most dangerous lesson of all. That what you see is not what is. And if the sky once lied to you, if it appeared complete while hiding vastness, then visibility itself cannot be trusted. Because soon, you will discover something even darker. That even when the universe is visible, most of what controls it does not shine at all. The illusion of light is only the beginning. Light is not what you think. You reach for the stars with your eyes. They answer, but too late. Every glow is a delay. Every sparkle is a memory pretending to be now. You look up. The sky feels immediate, intimate. The stars seem present, as if they are happening right now, burning in synchrony with your breath. You lift your head, and the universe answers instantly with light. But that feeling is an illusion, because nothing you see in the cosmos is happening now. Light does not arrive fresh. It arrives exhausted. Every photon that touches your eyes has crossed a vast, silent distance. It has traveled through expanding space, through emptiness colder than any vacuum you have ever known, carrying a message that began its journey long before you were born. Light is not a beam. It is a traveler. And travelers age. You float outward, away from Earth, away from the comfort of immediacy. The moon drifts behind you, its light 8 seconds old. The sun follows, its warmth already 8 minutes late. You are bathing in a past that feels present because your senses have no way to tell the difference. Seconds stretch into minutes. Minutes into years. Years into epochs. The farther you go, the deeper you fall into history. And slowly the realization settles in. Distance is not space. Distance is time. The universe opens like a hall of mirrors. Every direction reflects a different era. You turn your gaze left. There, a galaxy as it was 100 million years ago, its stars still young, still reckless. You look right. Another galaxy, older, redder, already fading into cosmic retirement. Ahead of you, quasars blaze, ancient beacons from a universe barely out of its infancy, screaming energy into the dark. Behind you, closer stars whisper quietly, their light barely aged, almost recent enough to feel honest. You are not surrounded by space. You are surrounded by time. This is the true architecture of the cosmos. Layers of history stacked in 3 dimensions, each photon a timestamp, each glow a fossil. You do not observe objects, you excavate them. Every star you see is a ghost. Some are young ghosts, barely departed from the present. Others are ancient, their light launched when Earth itself was unrecognizable, when continents were still deciding where to drift, when life was experimenting blindly in warm oceans. And some ghosts are lying to you, because not every star you see still exists. Some burned brightly, then collapsed, exploded, or quietly extinguished themselves millions of years ago. Their light continues to arrive faithfully, long after the source has vanished, like a letter delivered decades after the sender's death. You are witnessing funerals without knowing it. The night sky is filled with afterimages. And the horror is subtle but profound. You cannot tell which lights are alive, and which are already gone. The idea tightens around your thoughts. If seeing far means seeing back in time, then the universe you observe is not a snapshot. It is a collage. A stitched-together illusion made of moments that never coexisted. You are looking at a cosmos that has never existed all at once. The Milky Way you see is now. The Andromeda Galaxy is millions of years ago. Distant galaxies are echoes from before Earth had trees. This raises a disturbing question. What if the universe you believe you understand no longer exists in the form you see? What if the structures you model, the patterns you trust, the cosmic order you map, are already obsolete? You imagine standing in a city built entirely of reflections. Every window shows a different decade. Cars from the future pass buildings from the past. Nothing aligns. Nothing is synchronized. That is the universe you observe. Not a single, coherent reality, but a temporal smear. And there is no way around it. No technology can remove the delay. No instrument can show you the present state of a distant object. The universe has enforced a speed limit, not on motion, but on truth. Light is the fastest thing there is. And even light is too slow. You realize something chilling. The universe is always ahead of you. By the time you see something, it has already moved on. You push farther. You want clarity. You want to see the universe as it truly is, not as it was. So you imagine better telescopes, sharper eyes, machines that can peel back the delay. But the delay is not a flaw. It is the rule, because space itself is stretching. The distance between you and distant galaxies is not static. It grows while light is in transit. Photons fight their way across expanding terrain, losing energy, reddening, thinning, arriving weaker than when they began. Some never arrive at all. There are regions of the universe so far away that their light is racing toward you, and losing. Space expands faster than the photons can cross it. The message fades before delivery. This is the distance trap. There is a horizon you cannot see beyond. Not because of darkness, not because of dust, but because of time and expansion conspiring together. Beyond that horizon, events are happening right now that you will never know about. Stars are forming. Galaxies are colliding. Civilizations, if they exist, are rising and falling in perfect silence. Not hidden. Disconnected. You are sealed inside a bubble of observable history, drifting forward through time, watching an ever-aging view of the cosmos while the present slips permanently out of reach. And suddenly, the question changes. It is no longer what is out there. It is when. You feel the weight of it now. Every night sky you have ever admired was a museum exhibit. Every constellation a curated display of ancient light. The universe did not look back at you. It showed you its scars. And yet you trusted it. You built models. You declared laws. You spoke with confidence about how the cosmos behaves. But those laws are inferred from ghosts. From delayed signals. From partial information. From a universe that refuses to show you its present face. This does not make science weak. It makes it brave. Because to study the cosmos is to accept permanent incompleteness. To work with echoes instead of voices. To map shadows instead of objects. You are not an observer standing outside the universe. You are embedded inside its time delay. And the deeper you look, the older the universe becomes. You slow your drift. The stars continue to shine, indifferent to your realization. They offer their ancient light without apology. This is the only language the universe speaks across distance. But now you know the cost. Seeing far means seeing the dead. Seeing deep means seeing the past. And seeing everything is impossible. Because soon you will discover that this horizon, the limit of light, is not just a practical boundary. It is a fundamental one. There is a final edge to what can ever be seen. And beyond it, the universe does not fade into darkness. It vanishes from reality itself. The birth of the observable universe. You travel outward expecting a wall, an edge, a final line where reality ends. Instead, the universe keeps going and quietly leaves you behind. You drift farther than you ever have before. Past familiar constellations. Past galaxies whose light feels ancient but still welcoming. You expect, at some point, to arrive somewhere, to reach a boundary where the universe thins, where space finally runs out. But there is no wall, no curtain, no cosmic cliff. There is only distance stretching. You feel it first as a subtle tension, like fabric pulled too tight. Space does not sit still around you. It breathes. It expands. The emptiness between galaxies swells like a slow, relentless tide. This is not motion through space. This is space itself changing shape. Galaxies are not fleeing from you like startled animals. They are being carried away on the growth of the universe, embedded in space as it stretches, pulled apart not by force, but by geometry. You imagine dots painted on a balloon. As the balloon inflates, the dots separate. None of them move on their own. The surface grows beneath them. This is what the universe is doing. And suddenly, distance becomes something new. It is no longer just how far something is. It is how fast it is being taken away from you. You begin to understand the trick. The universe does not end. It simply outruns you. There exists a horizon around you, not drawn in space, but written in light. A boundary defined not by matter, but by time and expansion working together. The observable universe. It is not a shell, not an edge, not a container holding everything inside. It is a limit on information, a region from which light has had enough time to reach you since the beginning of the cosmos. Nothing more, nothing less. You picture yourself standing in dense fog, holding a flashlight. The beam cuts forward, revealing shapes, textures, hints of a world. But beyond its reach, the fog remains dark. Not empty, just unseen. The darkness does not mean there is nothing there. It means your light cannot reach it, and whatever lies beyond cannot reach you. This is the observable universe. A glowing bubble carved out of a far larger reality. Inside it, galaxies, stars, cosmic structures stitched together by gravity and time. Outside it, more of the same, most likely vast beyond comprehension, but forever disconnected from your existence. The universe is not hiding from you. It is simply too large to communicate with itself. You push toward the horizon. You know intellectually that you cannot reach it, but curiosity pulls you anyway. The edge glows faintly, not as a line, but as a thinning of certainty. Galaxies crowd together in your vision, packed tighter the farther you look back in time. Then something breaks inside you. You realize this horizon is not temporary. There are galaxies beyond it that you will never see. Not tomorrow. Not in a billion years. Not even if humanity survives to the heat death of the universe. Their light will never arrive. Not because it hasn't left yet, but because space will stretch faster than the light can cross it. Every photon they emit fights a losing battle, running on an expanding treadmill that grows faster with every step. These galaxies are not hidden behind dust or darkness. They are causally disconnected. They exist in a separate chapter of reality, one that cannot overlap with yours. You feel the weight of it. This is not a technological limitation. Not a problem to be solved with bigger mirrors or smarter equations. This is a hard rule baked into the universe. There are places you are forbidden to know. And worse, there always will be. This is cosmic isolation. You are not at the center of the universe. You are not even at the center of what you can see. You are trapped inside a shrinking island of light, watching the rest of reality drift forever out of reach. The question rises on its own, heavy and unavoidable. How big is the part we can't see, compared to the part we can? The numbers do not comfort you. The observable universe is already enormous, about 93 billion light-years across. A sphere containing hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with hundreds of billions of stars. It feels excessive, indulgent. Surely this must be most of it. But the math whispers otherwise. The universe began expanding incredibly fast, an explosive growth in its earliest moments that stretched space far beyond what light could ever traverse. That early expansion did not stop. It slowed, yes, but the damage was done. What you can observe may be a tiny fraction of what exists. Not half. Not a quarter. Possibly not even 1/1,000,000th. The rest lies beyond your horizon, beyond causality, beyond any future observer who will ever exist on Earth. You are staring at a cosmic peephole, mistaking it for the whole room. And the room may be infinite. The realization is not explosive. It is quiet. It sinks in slowly, like cold water seeping through fabric. Everything you call the universe, every map, every simulation, every elegant theory, is built on an incomplete sample. A local neighborhood mistaken for the whole city. This does not mean your science is wrong. It means it is provincial. Your laws may describe this region perfectly, and fail completely elsewhere. Constants you believe fundamental might vary beyond your horizon. Physics itself may wear different masks in places you will never know exist. The universe has denied you the ability to check. You feel small again, but not in the comforting way of earlier chapters. This is a deeper smallness, one that cannot be cured by knowledge, only acknowledged. You are not explorers charting an endless sea. You are islanders, mapping shorelines while oceans stretch invisibly in every direction. You imagine distant galaxies, beyond the horizon, forming stars, building structure, perhaps even nurturing life. They will never know you exist. No signal from Earth will ever reach them. No echo of your thoughts, your science, your art, your struggles will cross the expanding gulf. Entire universes may unfold in parallel silence. This is not loneliness in space. This is loneliness in principle. The universe is vast, but fragmented, broken into causal bubbles that drift apart forever, each one convinced, by necessity, that it is all there is. And someday, even within your bubble, the lights will begin to go out. As expansion accelerates, more galaxies will slip past the horizon. One by one, they will vanish, not physically, but informationally. Future observers will see less than you do now. Truth itself is temporary. You stop pushing outward. The horizon does not resist you. It does not acknowledge you. It simply exists, an invisible limit, indifferent and absolute. You now understand the cruel elegance of it. The observable universe is not the universe. It is the part that happened to be loud enough, close enough, and early enough to reach you. And yet, even within this tiny bubble of light, something is deeply wrong. Because most of what shapes the cosmos here, most of what bends galaxies, accelerates expansion, and sculpts structure, does not shine at all. The next mystery waits in the darkness you thought you could see. How small our window really is. You finally measure the cosmos, and the numbers refuse to fit inside you. They stretch, distort, and tear intuition apart. This is where scale stops being informative and becomes unsettling. You hover at the center of everything you can see. Around you spreads the observable universe, a glowing sphere of ancient light, vast beyond instinct, stitched together by galaxies like grains of frost suspended in black glass. You try to take it in, not emotionally, but numerically. To count it, to contain it. 93 billion light-years across. The number lands, heavy and dull at first. 93 billion. You repeat it silently, hoping repetition will tame it. A light-year, the distance light travels in 1 year, racing at the fastest speed reality allows. Multiply that by billions. Then double it. Then wrap it into a sphere. This is the part of the universe you can observe. Everything you have ever studied. Everything you have ever modeled. Everything you have ever called the cosmos. It already feels obscene in scale. Galaxies by the hundreds of billions. Each one a city of stars. Each star potentially circled by worlds. Each world a possibility. The observable universe feels not just large, but indulgent, as if reality went too far. Surely this must be close to everything. Surely nothing could be much bigger than this. You cling to that thought like a life raft. Then the universe reminds you, gently at first, that it has no obligation to respect your intuition. Because the observable universe is not measured by how far you can travel. It is measured by how long light has been allowed to run. The universe began not as a quiet expansion, but as a violent, breathless surge, an era when space itself grew faster than light could cross it. Inflation. A word too small for what it describes. Imagine it. Not a star. Not an atom. Something smaller. Something meaningless. Now imagine space itself tearing open, stretching so violently that this dot is ripped apart into a region larger than entire galaxies, all in a fraction of a second. No explosion. No debris. Just space multiplying beneath itself. This is not motion through space. This is space being born faster than causality can keep up. Light, usually unbeatable, falls behind. And once inflation ends, the damage is permanent. You are left inside a universe that may be incomprehensibly larger than the part light has ever had time to reveal. The observable universe, your proud 93 billion light-year sphere, is not a container. It is a sample, a slice, A cosmic peephole punched through a reality far too large to ever fully illuminate. You try to picture it. If the observable universe were the size of a grain of sand, how large would the total universe be? A beach? A desert? A continent? Try something worse. If the observable universe were a single pixel on a screen, the rest of reality might be an image so large it has no edges. Not because we haven't found them, but because there may be none. Trillions of times larger. Possibly infinite. Possibly finite, but so vast that the distinction becomes meaningless. Your brain reaches its limit here. You feel it. The moment where numbers stop being tools and start becoming weapons. They don't clarify, they overwhelm. You realize something quietly horrifying. There is no experiment that can ever measure the full size of reality. No telescope can see beyond the horizon. No signal can outrun expansion. No clever workaround exists. The universe has locked the answer behind the speed of light and thrown away the key. You are not standing before an unsolved problem. You are standing before an unsolvable one. The thought forms slowly, like a shadow spreading across your understanding. What if we never know how big reality truly is? Not yet. Not with future technology. But never. What if the universe is structured in such a way that total knowledge is forbidden? That completeness is not just difficult, but impossible? Every map you draw ends abruptly, not because the land stops, but because your ink runs out. You imagine explorers on an endless ocean, trapped on a drifting raft, convinced that the water they see is all that exists. They measure currents. They chart stars. They grow confident. All the while, continents slide silently beyond the horizon. This is your situation. And it raises a question that feels almost accusatory. Are you a cosmic prisoner? Not trapped by walls. Not confined by force. But limited by perspective. Your universe may be enormous, but it may also be a cell, defined by horizons you cannot cross, information you cannot receive, truths you cannot access. Freedom of thought does not guarantee freedom of reality. You feel smaller now, not because the universe is large, but because it is indifferent. It does not scale itself to your comprehension. It does not slow down so you can catch up. It does not reveal more just because you ask better questions. It simply continues. Inflation may still be happening somewhere beyond your horizon, space endlessly birthing new regions, each one disconnected from the last. Bubble universes drifting apart like sparks from a cosmic firework. You may live inside one bubble among countless others. Or this may be all there is, except all turns out to be too big to ever confirm. Both possibilities are equally inaccessible. And that, somehow, is worse. You think about everything built on scale. The laws of physics you trust. The constants you assume are universal. The belief that what you observe is representative. What if it isn't? What if your corner of the universe is unusual? A statistical fluke? A rare pocket where conditions align just so? The rules you measure here may not apply elsewhere, but you will never know. Your confidence in universality quietly erodes. You are left with local truths pretending to be cosmic ones. And yet, you keep looking. Because even knowing the limits does not extinguish curiosity. It sharpens it. It makes every observation feel precious. Temporary. Fragile. You are studying a universe that allows itself to be known only briefly, partially, and on its own terms. And then unexpectedly, all returns. Not the comforting awe of mastery, but the deeper awe of humility. To exist inside a reality so vast that it cannot be fully known. To be conscious within a structure that refuses completeness. To ask questions that have no final answers. This is not failure. This is scale revealing its true nature. You are not small because you are insignificant. You are small because reality is vast beyond utility. And still, you see something. A tiny window. A narrow slice. A single pixel. And from that pixel, you have reconstructed the age of the cosmos, the birth of stars, the fate of galaxies, the story of time itself. Even confined, you have learned to listen to echoes. You drift there, suspended inside your glowing bubble of visibility. 93 billion light-years across. everything you know, everything you may ever know. Beyond it, reality continues, silent, unreachable, immense. But the next realization is even stranger. Because even within this small window, this single pixel of existence, most of what shapes the universe does not appear in light at all. The greatest forces here are invisible, and the darkness is not empty. It is dominant. You finally think you see the universe clearly. Then the lights go out. What remains still moves, still pulls, still expands. Most of reality was never meant to shine. You drift through a galaxy. Stars burn like scattered embers, slow and steady, each one carving a small island of warmth into the surrounding cold. Nebulae glow faintly, exhaling color into the dark. Dust lanes cut through spiral arms like veins of shadow. This is the universe you recognize. The visible one. You feel grounded here. Everything makes sense. Light reveals matter, matter curves space, gravity shapes motion. You can trace the dance of stars. You can weigh galaxies by how fast they spin. You can see what you are studying. Then something feels wrong. The galaxy rotates too fast. The outer stars, far from the luminous center, move as if held by invisible hands. According to everything you know, they should fly away, flung into intergalactic darkness. But they don't. They stay, held together by something you cannot see. You slow your drift. The light has not lied, but it has not told the whole truth. You begin to measure instead of look. You trace the motions of stars, the bending of light around massive objects, the subtle warping of space itself. And everywhere you measure, the same ghost appears. More gravity than light can explain. It is as if the universe is wearing an invisible skeleton, vast, heavy, and utterly dark. Galaxies hang on it like ornaments on unseen branches. Clusters of galaxies fall toward centers that do not glow. Light bends around shapes with no faces. This is dark matter. Not darkness like shadow. Not matter like stone. Something stranger. It does not shine. It does not absorb. It does not reflect. It passes through stars as if they are mist. Through planets. Yet its gravity is undeniable. You imagine reaching out into space, your hand passing through what looks like emptiness, only to feel resistance without contact. Weight without surface. Presence without form. Gravity without a face. Dark matter outweighs everything you can see. For every atom that glows, there are more than 5 that never will. It is the scaffolding of the cosmos, the hidden framework on which all visible structures are hung. Without it, galaxies would never have formed. Stars would never have gathered. The universe would be a thin, diffuse fog, forever unorganized. And yet, you have never seen a single particle of it. You study its effects like a detective chasing footprints in fresh snow, knowing something massive passed through, but never glimpsing the creature itself. The realization deepens. You are not studying the universe itself. You are studying its foam. Imagine standing on a shoreline, trying to understand the ocean by watching bubbles burst on the surface. The waves glitter in sunlight. Foam forms patterns. It feels dynamic, alive. But beneath that thin, bright layer lies the true ocean, deep, cold, crushing, unseen. Stars and galaxies are the foam. Dark matter is the water beneath. And the universe is mostly submerged. You feel the imbalance now. The absurdity of it. You have built entire sciences on what shines, while the dominant substance of reality remains invisible, inferred only through its gravitational whisper. But the imbalance does not end there. Because even dark matter, this unseen architect of structure, is not the largest player in the cosmic story. Something else is moving the universe. Something quieter. Something more disturbing. You zoom out. Beyond galaxies. Beyond clusters. Beyond the grand web of dark matter filaments threading the observable universe together like cosmic nerves. You measure expansion. At first, it makes sense. Space stretches. Galaxies drift apart. A natural consequence of a universe born hot and dense. Then the numbers shift. Expansion is not slowing down. It is accelerating. As if some invisible hand has pressed harder on the fabric of space, stretching it faster with every passing moment. Galaxies are not just drifting apart, they are being ripped away from one another. This force has no center, no direction, no source you can point to. It is everywhere. This is dark energy. Not energy like fire or motion. Something far stranger. A property of space itself, urging it to expand, to grow, to dilute everything within it. You imagine space as a vast elastic sheet. Dark matter pulls it inward, forming valleys where galaxies gather. Dark energy does the opposite. It stretches the sheet relentlessly, smoothing it out, thinning it, erasing structure over time. It does not clump. It does not glow. It does not announce itself. It simply wins. The numbers assemble themselves in your mind, cold and precise. 5%. That is everything you can see. Every star. Every planet. Every nebula. Every atom in your body. 5%. 27% is dark matter, the invisible mass holding the universe together. 68% is dark energy, the force pulling it apart. You sit with that imbalance. 95% of reality does not interact with light. 95% of the universe cannot be seen, touched, or directly detected. You are living inside a cosmos where the dominant forces refuse to show themselves. And the implication cuts deeper than ignorance. It means that even within your tiny observable bubble, even within your precious 93 billion light-years, you are mostly blind. You thought the horizon was the problem. It isn't. The problem is that reality itself does not glow. You feel the ground slip. Flight, the thing you rely on to know, is only a minor player. What does that say about knowledge itself? Your instruments collect photons. Your eyes evolve to see glowing objects. Your intuition trusts illumination. But the universe is governed by things that do not care about light at all. Dark matter shapes where galaxies can exist. Dark energy decides whether they survive. Light just decorates the outcome. You realize you are studying consequences, not causes. Shadows, not the object casting them. And this raises a question that feels almost accusatory in its simplicity. If we can't see what dominates the universe, what are we actually studying? Are your models approximations of a deeper truth you may never access? Are your theories elegant descriptions of surface behavior, while the true engine of reality hums silently beneath? You are not an observer standing in clarity. You are a listener pressing your ear against a wall, trying to reconstruct an entire machine from vibrations alone. And yet, there is beauty here. A strange, humbling beauty. Because despite this blindness, you have learned to infer the invisible, to weigh the unseeable, to map the unseen through its gravitational fingerprints and cosmic effects. You have learned to read absence. That is no small thing. It means the universe, though mostly dark, is not completely mute. It leaves traces, distortions, patterns that whisper of deeper layers beneath appearance. You are not powerless, but you are not in control either. You exist inside a reality that reveals itself reluctantly, partially, and never all at once. The terror is not that the universe is dark. It is that it is structured by darkness. The stars you love are passengers. Decorations riding currents they do not command. Galaxies are temporary arrangements in a universe slowly being pulled apart by something no one fully understands. Dark energy does not threaten you personally. Not yet. But in the deep future, it will isolate every galaxy, thin every structure, stretch space so wide that light itself struggles to matter. The invisible majority is not just unseen. It is decisive. You float there, surrounded by stars that now feel almost fragile. They glow bravely, but they are outnumbered. Most of reality does not shine. Most of reality does not speak in light. Most of reality reveals itself only through consequence. And this leaves one final, unsettling realization hanging in the dark. If even the universe we can see is ruled by forces we cannot, how much confidence can we place in the cosmic picture we've built? Because the next mystery is not about what exists. It is about whether our maps and our assumptions have been wrong all along. Why our models keep changing. You finally think you've seen the blueprint. The universe frozen in its infancy, a photograph older than stars themselves. For a moment, certainty feels close. And then the image begins to crack. You drift backward through time, past galaxies and clusters, past the web of dark matter, past the first stars igniting like scattered sparks in a cooling night. The universe grows denser, hotter, younger, until light itself can no longer travel freely. And then, suddenly, it clears. You arrive at a faint glow stretched across the entire sky. So, uniform, almost perfectly smooth. A whisper of heat lingering from a time when the universe was less than 400,000 years old. This is the cosmic background radiation, the baby picture of the universe. Not a metaphor. A literal photograph, captured not with a camera, but with satellites listening to microwaves that have been traveling since the cosmos first became transparent. You hover inside this image. Every direction looks nearly the same. Tiny ripples, 1 part in 100,000, dimple the glow. These faint irregularities will one day grow into galaxies, stars, planets, and you. For the first time, the universe feels legible. This is the map. This is the proof. This is the moment science breathes out and says, we understand where everything came from. The measurements become exquisite. Satellites sharpen their vision. Data pours in with unprecedented precision. The temperature of the universe is measured to decimal places that feel almost arrogant. The geometry of space appears flat. The ingredients of the cosmos line up neatly: normal matter, dark energy. The model is elegant. Too elegant. You feel the confidence rising, not as arrogance, but as relief. After centuries of uncertainty, humanity finally holds a coherent story of cosmic origins. Equations align. Predictions match observations. The map feels complete. For a while it works. You build simulations of entire universes on supercomputers. You watch virtual galaxies form, merge, and evolve. You compare them to the sky, and they match. Structure emerges where expected. Clusters grow where they should. The universe, it seems, is behaving. And then, quietly, the anomalies begin. Not loud enough to panic. Not obvious enough to abandon the map. Just small inconsistencies. Smudges in the data. Features that refuse to smooth out no matter how carefully you measure them. You ignore them at first. Everyone does. You zoom back into the baby picture. There is a cold spot. A region of the cosmic background slightly cooler than everything around it. At first, it feels like noise, a statistical fluke. But it persists. It resists explanation. It sits there, stubborn, like a bruise on the universe's earliest memory. Then there is the alignment. Large-scale patterns in the background radiation seem oriented, as if the universe has a preferred direction. An axis. A subtle tilt that should not exist in a cosmos governed by randomness and symmetry. You check again. And again. The alignment remains. The universe is not supposed to have an arrow drawn across its face. And then comes the tension. 2 ways of measuring the universe's expansion, one using the ancient light of the cosmic background, the other using nearby exploding stars, do not agree. The numbers diverge. Not dramatically. Just enough. Enough to matter. The expansion rate of the universe depends on when you ask the question. The past and the present give different answers. Your map is no longer self-consistent. You feel it now, the unease. The cosmic map you trusted begins to behave like something alive. Every time you rely on it, it redraws itself slightly differently. Lines shift. Distances warp. Landmarks move. You imagine an explorer unfolding a map only to find the rivers have relocated, the mountains subtly rearranged. The compass still points north, but north itself seems uncertain. This is not failure. This is discomfort. Science thrives on precision, but precision magnifies contradiction. The more carefully you measure the universe, the more clearly you see where it doesn't quite add up. The problem is not that the model is useless. The problem is that it might be incomplete. Or worse, locally accurate but globally misleading. You begin to argue. Some scientists insist the anomalies are statistical illusions, patterns teased out of noise by overzealous minds. Others propose new physics, unknown particles, evolving dark energy, hidden dimensions. The camps form quietly at first, then loudly. The data is the same. The interpretations diverge, and no one can agree on what the universe is trying to tell you. Movement 5. The threat beneath the debate. As you watch the debate unfold, a deeper threat reveals itself. What if the problem is not the measurements? What if the problem is the assumption that the universe you observe is typical? You have been acting as though your observable bubble, the tiny region of reality light has allowed you to see, is representative of the whole. That the laws, constants, and patterns you infer here apply everywhere. But what if they don't? What if your universe is an outlier? A statistical anomaly in a much larger reality. A rare pocket where conditions align just so, producing the patterns you see and the physics you trust. The cosmic background radiation feels universal because it surrounds you. But it only surrounds you. Beyond your horizon, the universe could look subtly different. Or radically so. Different densities. Different expansion histories. Different laws that never announce themselves here. You have no way to check. The map you are drawing may be accurate. For a region that is profoundly unrepresentative. The confidence drains, replaced not by despair, but by humility. You realize that cosmology is not like mapping a continent. It is more like reconstructing an entire planet by examining a single island, one that is slowly eroding, surrounded by fog, and cut off from every other landmass. Every assumption about uniformity becomes a leap of faith. Every extrapolation carries invisible risk. This does not make science weak. It makes it honest. You are not uncovering eternal truth carved into stone. You are building provisional maps, knowing they may need to be redrawn as the universe reveals more, or reveals inconsistencies you cannot ignore. The cosmic map lied to you only because you asked it to be final. It was never meant to be. And strangely, the uncertainty feels alive. The universe is no longer a solved puzzle waiting to be admired. It is an active mystery, pushing back against your attempts to simplify it. Each anomaly is not an embarrassment, but an invitation. A signal that something deeper is at work. The cold spot may be a statistical fluke, or the scar of a collision with another universe long ago. The alignment may vanish with better data, or hint at structure beyond your horizon. The expansion tension may dissolve, or force a rewrite of cosmic history. You stand at a crossroads where every explanation reshapes reality itself. This is the edge where science becomes philosophy again. You feel the tension now, between confidence and caution. Science demands boldness, the willingness to propose grand models, sweeping explanations, universal laws. But the cosmos demands humility, a reminder that your view is partial, your data delayed, your access limited. Every model you build is a compromise between what you can see and what you assume. And sometimes, the universe reminds you that assumptions are fragile things. The map is not the territory. And the territory may be far stranger than any map can capture. You fold the cosmic map slowly, carefully. It is still useful, still powerful, still one of humanity's greatest achievements. But you no longer mistake it for reality itself. Because a darker possibility now lingers. If our universe might be an outlier, if our observations might be biased by where and when we exist, then there may be realities beyond our horizon that obey rules we cannot imagine. And that thought opens the door to an even more unsettling idea. That what lies beyond our observable universe may not just be more of the same, but something fundamentally different. What lies beyond the horizon? You reach the edge of everything you can ever know. Not a wall. Not a boundary. Just silence that refuses to answer back. Beyond it, reality may continue. Forever whispering, never heard. You float at the horizon of the observable universe. Behind you, galaxies fading into red, their light stretched thin by expansion, their shapes dissolving into memory. Ahead of you, nothing that can be seen. No darkness. No light. Just an absence of information, like a page torn from a book before you could read it. This is not the edge of space. This is the edge of access. The universe does not end here. It simply stops talking to you. You listen anyway. You imagine crossing the horizon, moving faster than light, faster than causality itself, but physics tightens its grip. Space expands too quickly. The gap widens faster than any journey could close it. The universe recedes. And for the first time, a dangerous thought takes shape. What if what lies beyond is not more of the same, but something entirely other? To understand the whisper, you must fall backward, to the first fractions of a second after the beginning. The universe is not calm then. It is violent, feverish. Space itself swells faster than light can cross it, stretching like fabric pulled by invisible hands. This is inflation. Not a gentle growth, but a runaway expansion. Space multiplying itself, doubling, redoubling, outracing time. You picture it not as an explosion, but as a field, an ocean of energy with no shore. In some regions, inflation ends. Space cools. Particles condense. Time finds a rhythm. A universe is born. But elsewhere, inflation does not stop. It continues. Endlessly. Like water reaching a boil, the inflating space froths and bubbles. Each bubble pinches off into its own expanding cosmos, sealed from the rest. You are inside one of them. A single bubble universe in an infinite, inflating sea. Now see it clearly. An endless pot of boiling water, heat roaring beneath the surface. Bubbles form constantly, small, large, overlapping. Each bubble grows, stretches, and becomes its own interior world. From the outside, they are tiny. From the inside, they are vast beyond comprehension. Each bubble is a universe. Each one isolated. Each one alone. Some bubbles may cool differently. Some may inflate longer or shorter. Some may settle into laws of physics that look nothing like yours. Different strengths of gravity. Different numbers of dimensions. Different constants that decide whether stars ignite or never form at all. In some universes, matter might never clump. In others, time might tear itself apart. In many, nothing stable could ever exist long enough to ask questions. And in one, this one, you are listening. The realization lands slowly. Your universe may not be special, not central, not chosen, not designed, just viable. A region where the numbers happen to land in a narrow range that allowed complexity to survive. A cosmic accident that did not immediately self-destruct. You imagine an endless lottery of universes, each with different rules, most of them sterile. Yours is one of the rare tickets that didn't burn up instantly. Not because it was meant to, because it could. And suddenly, the scale becomes unbearable. Your observable universe, those billions of galaxies, those trillions of stars, shrinks in significance. Not small in size, but small in context. A single bubble. A statistical whisper. Lost in an eternal inflationary storm that never ends. You feel the urge to reach out. To listen harder. To search for signs of collision scars, subtle imprints left by neighboring universes brushing against yours in the ancient past. Scientists have looked. Some think they see hints. Others see only noise. But even if another universe exists just beyond your cosmic horizon, you will never know. No light can cross between bubbles. No signal. No particle. No gravity wave carrying a message in code. The expansion of space between them is too fast, too relentless. The separation is absolute. Not technologically difficult. Fundamentally forbidden. You are not separated by distance. You are separated by causality itself. The question grows heavier the longer you hold it. If something exists but can never, even in principle, be observed, does it meaningfully exist to you? Science has always relied on contact, on signals, on interactions, on evidence that leaves a trace. But the multiverse, if real, denies you all of that. It offers explanation without confirmation. A framework that may solve deep puzzles. Why constants take their values, why the universe looks finely balanced, but at the cost of eternal silence. You feel the discomfort. This is not just a scientific problem. It is a philosophical wound. a reality that may be forever out of reach. And yet, the awe remains. Because even without proof, the idea changes how you see everything. Every law of physics you know may be local. Every constant may be provincial. Every assumption of universality may be a convenience of survival. The night sky above you no longer feels like the whole story. It feels like a chapter torn from an infinite book. And you, standing on a small planet, around an ordinary star, inside one bubble among countless others, are aware enough to ask the question at all. That awareness is rare. Not cosmically rare, perhaps, but contextually precious. You look back inward now, at galaxies swirling, stars igniting, planets forming, life emerging in fragile pockets. All of it contained within a bubble that will never touch another. No visitors from beyond. No cosmic neighbors waving across the void. No final confirmation that your universe is not alone. Only silence. And expansion. The universe does not feel crowded anymore. It feels lonely. But isolation does not mean insignificance. Inside this bubble, complexity arose. Consciousness flickered on. Matter learned to ask what it was made of. The universe became aware of itself, at least locally. Perhaps that is enough. Perhaps meaning does not require centrality. Perhaps being a whisper in an infinite storm is still being something. You drift back from the horizon, carrying the question with you. If other universes exist, they will never speak. If they don't, the silence means something else entirely. Either way, the limits are real. And as the universe continues to expand, pulling galaxies beyond reach, another thought begins to form. Even within this universe, time itself may be conspiring to erase information. As if reality is slowly closing its eyes. The universe we can see is getting smaller. The universe does not explode. It slips away. Quietly. Relentlessly. Like memories fading before you realize they mattered. Like lights going out in a room you thought was infinite. You float in a cathedral of stars. Galaxies drift past you like glowing embers frozen in motion. Spirals, ellipses, islands of fire suspended in a black ocean. Their light brushes against you, ancient and tired, carrying stories from when the universe was younger and closer together. At first, everything feels vast but stable. As if this cosmic stage has always looked this way. As if it always will. But then you notice something subtle. The distance between everything is growing. Not because galaxies are racing through space, but because space itself is stretching, like fabric pulled tighter with every passing moment. The universe is not simply expanding. It is accelerating. You don't feel the motion. No wind. No sound. Just the slow, inevitable widening of every gap. And somewhere deep in that silence, a realization begins to form. The universe you see is not permanent. Dark energy is at work. You cannot see it, cannot touch it, cannot even say what it is with confidence. But you feel its effect everywhere, an invisible pressure pushing space apart, urging the universe to run from itself. Imagine dots painted on a balloon. As the balloon inflates, the dots don't move on their own, but every dot recedes from every other. Faster and faster. Now imagine the balloon never stops inflating. Some dots move away so quickly that their light will never reach you again. Not because the light isn't fast enough, but because the space between you grows faster than light can cross it. Those galaxies are not gone. They are simply lost to you, forever. You watch as distant galaxies redden, their light stretched thinner, weaker, slipping into wavelengths your eyes and instruments can no longer detect. They fade not with drama, but with indifference. One by one, they cross the horizon and vanish. Picture a grand cosmic theater. At first, every seat is filled with light. The stage is crowded. The universe feels alive with motion and structure. Then the lights begin to turn off. Not all at once. Not violently. One by one. A galaxy here. A cluster there. Each disappearance barely noticed at first. After all, there are trillions more. But the pattern is unmistakable. The universe is dimming, not because stars are dying, but because they are being carried away, beyond the reach of sight, beyond the reach of evidence. Eventually, entire superclusters go dark. The night sky empties. And you are left wondering how much has already slipped away without you ever knowing it was there. Now you leap forward in time. Billions. Trillions of years. You stand on a planet orbiting a lonely star inside the Milky Way. The sky above you is almost empty. No Andromeda. No Virgo cluster. No distant galaxies whispering of a larger cosmos. Just one galaxy. Yours. Future astronomers point their telescopes outward and see nothing. No cosmic expansion. No relic radiation. No evidence of a Big Bang. They map the stars and conclude, logically, that the universe is static, eternal. Well, they are wrong. Not because they are careless, but because the evidence is gone. The universe has erased its own past. This is not the end of the universe. It is worse. It is the end of knowing the universe. Truth itself begins to decay as information slips beyond the horizon. Not destroyed, just unreachable. Forever disconnected from observers who might have learned from it. You feel the weight of that. Knowledge is not guaranteed. Discovery is not inevitable. Even truth has a shelf life. The universe does not preserve its secrets. It buries them. And suddenly, the present feels fragile. You live in a brief cosmic window, an era where the universe is old enough to have structure, but young enough to still be visible. Where galaxies still speak to one another through light. Where the afterglow of creation still lingers faintly in the sky. This moment is rare. Not because life exists, but because evidence exists. You are surrounded by clues that will one day vanish. The universe is telling its story now. It will not repeat it. Dark energy does not negotiate. It does not slow. It does not explain itself. It simply pushes. The expansion accelerates. Horizons tighten. The observable universe shrinks, not in size, but in content. More space. Less information. The cosmos grows lonelier with time. Not just emotionally, but physically. You confront the final implication. If future civilizations cannot see the universe as it truly is, if evidence disappears faster than understanding grows, then certainty is temporary. Reality does not guarantee that it will always be known. You are not standing at the center of the universe. You are standing at a fleeting moment where the universe is briefly understandable. That may be the most unsettling truth of all, and yet, here you are. Aware of the shrinking horizon. Aware that galaxies are slipping away even as you think about them. Aware that this knowledge, too, is fragile. You feel a strange mix of grief and gratitude. Grief for what will be lost. Gratitude for what you can still see. The universe may be forgetting itself. But for now, it remembers enough to let you ask the question. As the lights continue to go out across the cosmic stage, another thought begins to rise. If the universe can erase galaxies from view, if it can hide its own origin, what else might it be quietly removing? Not just from sight, but from existence itself. A universe that cannot be known. You strain to see. Every telescope, every probe, every particle detector extends your reach and fails. Space itself slips between you and the universe. The horizon is not a boundary, it is a betrayal. You realize there are truths forever beyond your grasp. You float through the cosmos. Galaxies whirl past, distant and shimmering. Their light stretches into the red, a slow sigh of energy being pulled apart. You try to chase it, to follow, to understand, but the universe stretches faster than any observation can keep pace. Imagine painting on a canvas that grows faster than your brush can move. Colors you just applied vanish into a void that outpaces your imagination. This is your predicament. Every signal you send, every photon you try to capture, is racing a universe that is expanding beneath it. You are trapped in a moment where seeing does not equal knowing, where observation is always late. The cosmos around you is alive with motion, yet it refuses to answer. Distance becomes not just a measure, but a wall, a stretching, relentless wall. Even in the observable universe, some galaxies are already unreachable. Not forever in theory. Not because your instruments are insufficient, but because the space between you grows faster than light itself. Forever. You are surrounded by the visible and the invisible at once, and the invisible is winning. Think of knowledge as a library. You walk through the halls, eager for understanding. Every shelf is stacked with books. But the library is infinite. Endless corridors stretch in every direction, and the shelves continue beyond your sight. You have access to one section, one tiny, illuminated corner. The rest? Closed doors, unreadable scripts, invisible pages. You can try every key. You can build every machine. You can perfect observation itself. And yet, the rest remains locked. Dark energy accelerates the expansion, stretching space like elastic, pulling pages off shelves faster than you can reach them. Cosmic expansion is not a nuisance. It is a law of epistemology. Your access to the universe is fundamentally constrained. No telescope, no probe, no signal, however advanced, can reach past the horizon. You cannot travel faster than space itself. You cannot receive information from regions receding faster than light. Even the ultimate technology, the pinnacle of ingenuity, hits a hard wall. You feel it now, a cosmic blindfold, invisible, unyielding, draped across your eyes. Every measurement is partial. Every inference provisional. Every model built from local evidence carries an invisible caveat. There are regions your mind and instruments cannot touch. It is not that the universe is hiding from you. It simply is. And what is? That which lies forever beyond your reach. The majority of reality. Your ignorance is not temporary. It is built into the fabric of existence. You try to chase comprehension. You imagine a page from a book. You read it. You understand it. Beautiful, complete, satisfying. Then you turn the page. It is blank. Then the next page. Blank again. And again. The book has infinite pages. But only one is ever legible. You are reading the universe like that. One observable page, a fleeting window, a cosmic vignette. The rest is unreachable. Not by circumstance, but by principle. The implication is staggering. All the galaxies you have not yet seen are not merely distant. They are forever disconnected. Entire civilizations, entire histories, entire cosmic events may unfold without ever intersecting with your reality. Their light cannot cross your horizon. Their gravity cannot bend your world. Their existence might as well be imagined. And this is not science fiction. This is the mathematics of expansion, the geometry of space-time, and the subtle tyranny of dark energy. It is written into the universe itself. You realize that observation is temporary. That certainty is fleeting. That knowledge has a hard limit imposed by physics itself. And it is not negotiable. You are a creature inside a bubble, a brief spark of awareness in a cosmos that is mostly inaccessible. The universe you can know is tiny. The universe that exists may be infinite. And the two do not align. Now make it intimate. You are standing on a planet orbiting an unremarkable star. You look up at the night sky. Those glimmers are comforting. They suggest vastness, connection, continuity. You imagine tracing their light back across billions of years, understanding the mechanics, mapping the architecture of space. And yet, almost everything you see is an illusion of intimacy. The light you catch is a fleeting gift. The galaxies you cannot see are multiplying, stretching away, slipping from any potential observation. You live inside a cosmic blindfold, and no invention can lift it. The laws of physics themselves dictate that your knowledge is partial. Your maps incomplete. Your certainty provisional. It is a lonely thought, but also a humbling one. You are not merely ignorant. You are fundamentally constrained. Your curiosity cannot outrun the cosmos. Even as you chase the unknown recedes faster than you can follow. And here it comes, the most dangerous question yet. Is reality larger than knowledge? Not larger in the sense of distance. Not in the sense of complexity. Larger in principle. Larger in inaccessibility. There may be truths that could never be confirmed, phenomena that could never be measured, universes that will never be detected, no matter how advanced you become. If knowledge is a candle, The cosmos is a night without end. Your candle illuminates a corner, but the dark is infinite and expanding. You realize that the universe is not simply vast. It is epistemologically vast. Its existence stretches beyond the reach of comprehension itself. And in that realization, awe and terror mingle. Awe at the scale, terror at the finality. Even understanding itself is fragile. You step back from the edge of comprehension. Every star, every galaxy, every photon you can measure is a moment of clarity in a sea of inaccessibility. Your instruments, your theories, your models, all are windows into a fraction of reality. The rest? Locked behind horizons, stretching faster than light, forever beyond your grasp. And as you let that sink in, the thought lingers. Perhaps the next mystery will not be in what you can observe. Perhaps it will be in what the universe chooses never to reveal. The ultimate isolation is not emptiness. It is the knowledge that everything meaningful, every truth, every history, every cosmic connection, has a shelf life, and that shelf life is already ticking away. You are small, almost unimaginably small. Yet here you are, awake, aware, capable of asking the universe its own questions. In a cosmos that hides most of itself, you have learned to glimpse the impossible. This is not insignificance. This is wonder. You stand on a pale blue, spinning quietly around an ordinary star. From this vantage, the universe feels overwhelming. Galaxies stretch beyond your sight. Dark matter pulses invisibly beneath your feet. Light from stars millions, billions of years old reaches you like whispers from a time you will never inhabit again. And yet, here you are, a conscious observer, a fragment of matter that can reflect, question, and marvel. If the universe is a vast, unknowable ocean, you are a single droplet that has learned to observe the waves. You do not command the currents. You cannot measure the entire depth. You cannot hold the whole horizon in your hands. But you see enough. Just enough to know that there is a larger story. That there is beauty, structure, mystery, and terror. That there are questions whose answers will stretch your mind beyond comfort. From this tiny vantage, the cosmos does not feel hostile. It feels poetic, endless, dangerous, and yet profoundly intimate. Consider your place not in terms of size, but in terms of function. You are like a neuron contemplating the brain. A single point of awareness in an enormous network, capable of perceiving patterns, sensing signals, and forming understanding. The neuron does not see the entirety of thought, but in its flashes of electricity, it begins to grasp something larger. Likewise, humanity, from one tiny corner of one galaxy, is attempting to map the cosmos. We measure photons that have traveled billions of years. We detect the whisper of gravitational waves. We catch fragments of the afterglow from a birth we did not witness. Our knowledge is partial. Our horizon is limited. Yet what we can see, what we can measure, model, and imagine is miraculous. Each discovery, each observation, is like a neuron firing and sensing the architecture of an infinite mind. We do not know the universe in full. We may never know the totality, but knowing even fragments is nothing short of extraordinary. The laws of physics, once silent and inaccessible, now speak to us in hints, patterns, and mathematics. We decode the cosmic story one equation, one telescope, one careful measurement at a time. And every time we expand that understanding, we acknowledge the humility of our place. The universe is vast. It is indifferent, but it allows us, momentarily, to comprehend a fraction of its being. That is both a gift and a responsibility. Now, imagine the terrifying and humbling scale once more. Most of reality, the dark energy accelerating space, the invisible mass shaping galaxies, the distant universes potentially beyond reach, will remain forever unknown. Information vanishes, horizons expand, truths slip beyond light speed. Yet, despite this cosmic scale and these limitations, consciousness arises. Complexity flourishes. Life emerges. Thought ignites. And somewhere inside that fleeting bubble of possibility, a species capable of self-reflection begins to ask the greatest question of all. What is this universe, and what is our place in it? The paradox is staggering. We are minuscule, yet aware. Temporary, yet capable of perceiving eternity. Limited, yet reaching toward the infinite. This is where awe becomes unavoidable. The universe, which could have been silent and inaccessible, instead converses with us. Not in words, but in light, gravity, energy, and the mathematics that underpin everything. Each observation, no matter how small, is a dialogue across time and space. And here lies the most profound revelation. Our existence as observers gives the universe meaning it would not otherwise have. Stars explode without care, galaxies drift silently, dark energy tears space apart. But through us, the cosmos knows itself, even partially. You are both infinitesimal and essential. Tiny, yes, but capable of perceiving miracles. Momentary, yes, but capable of eternal reflection. Fragile, yes, but capable of awe. Humility is not defeat. It is recognition. Recognition that your observations are limited, that your models are provisional, that the universe contains truths you cannot reach. Humility guides inquiry. It tempers arrogance. It allows science to flourish even in the face of impossibility. The greatest discoveries emerge not from assuming control over the cosmos, but from listening attentively to the whispers it allows you to catch. Every photon captured, every subtle ripple in space-time detected, every ancient cosmic signal interpreted, these are triumphs of curiosity grounded in humility. They are proofs that awareness can exist within ignorance, that comprehension can coexist with the unknowable. The universe may be infinite, expanding, accelerating away, hiding most of itself, but it is still accessible in part. It is still decipherable, even briefly. And that part is extraordinary. That part is ours. You can feel it now, a shift in perception. Where terror and isolation once dominated, awe begins to bloom. Because while we cannot see everything, what we can see is beautiful beyond imagining. Spiral galaxies pirouette in slow, perfect choreography. Black holes bend light into impossible arcs. Cosmic microwave background radiation whispers of a fiery beginning. Even the gaps, the dark energy, the dark matter, the unreachable universe beyond our horizon, these absences inspire wonder. They remind you of scale, of mystery, of the richness of what exists. To know what little we can, to live in this small corner of a vast universe, is to participate in something profound. Consciousness, observation, curiosity, they are cosmic acts. Each human mind, each telescope, each experiment, is a bridge across the void. In that bridge lies meaning, not imposed, not guaranteed, but real, fleeting, and precious. And so, you stand in your tiny corner of the cosmos, aware of both your limitations and your capabilities. You're small, but not meaningless. You are temporary, but capable of eternal thought. You are partial, but witnesses to miracles. The universe may conceal more than it reveals, but what it allows you to know is enough to spark humility, ignite awe, and awaken purpose. From your tiny bubble of perception, you are mapping, questioning, dreaming, and in doing so, you are giving the cosmos its own consciousness, its own reflection. For a fleeting moment, the observer and the observed merge. Reality, though larger than knowledge, bends toward awareness. The tiny neuron contemplates the brain. And in that contemplation, the universe becomes something more than matter and energy. It becomes experience. And as you step back from this understanding, the mind begins to wander once more toward the final, ultimate question. If awareness can illuminate only a fragment, what is left unseen, waiting, and infinitely more profound? The journey is far from over. You drift beyond stars, beyond galaxies, beyond the fabric of time itself. Here, silence is absolute, yet full. Here, darkness is not absence, it is depth. Here, the unseen hums with a quiet magnificence, waiting to be felt. You leave behind familiar constellations, the spirals and ellipses that have guided both curiosity and wonder. They shrink beneath you, tiny pinpricks on a black canvas, their light stretched thin by distances unthinkable. Beyond them lies more than darkness. It is a fullness of possibility. The unseen majority of existence stretches infinitely, galaxies, matter, energy, and phenomena you may never detect, histories that unfolded in silence, particles that slipped past every instrument humanity could invent. You feel the immensity pressing in, not like fear, but like awe. Imagine walking across an endless plain where every footprint you take disappears behind you before it can be counted. That is your journey through the cosmos. Every measurement, every photon captured, every model built, it is transient. And yet it is enough. The universe does not owe you comprehension. It does not pause for your curiosity. It continues, indifferent, majestic, incomprehensible. And in that indifference, there is beauty. Zoom further still. Beyond the observable universe. Beyond light, beyond time, beyond the horizon itself. Here, the unseen dominates. Dark matter cradles galaxies in invisible scaffolding. Dark energy stretches space, silent and relentless. Perhaps other universes float beyond eternal inflation, eternally unreachable. You realize that everything you have measured, mapped, and understood is but a fraction, a luminous shard in a mosaic whose full design may forever evade you. But the fraction is remarkable. A neuron reflects on the brain. A single mind gazes at infinity. That fraction, the observable fragment, is enough to inspire awe, to build understanding, to create meaning. Mystery is not absence. Mystery is presence beyond grasp. The unknown is not a wall, it is a horizon, teasing and expansive, a space for imagination and wonder to flourish. Consider the universe like a symphony. You can hear only a single movement, a brief passage. The rest is silent to your ears. Yet that passage hints at the complexity, the pattern, the beauty of the whole. Even a fragment can change the observer. And perhaps that is its purpose. Perhaps the universe is not a puzzle meant to be solved, but a poem meant to be experienced. Now let the mind stretch. Think of all that will never reach you. Stars whose light was extinguished before your sun even formed. Galaxies accelerating beyond the horizon. Entire realities unfolding in ways you cannot witness. Do not fear them. Do not despair. Instead, recognize that meaning does not depend on access. The universe is larger than observation, larger than comprehension, larger than memory. Its story does not falter because some pages remain unread. Its existence does not shrink because some truths are forever hidden. And here lies the human miracle. We perceive, and in perceiving, we participate. We are the brushes painting insight on a canvas too vast to hold entirely. Our observations, limited though they are, illuminate, connect, inspire. The unseen does not diminish us. It elevates us. It invites humility, awe, imagination. It calls us to marvel, to create, to wonder, to exist consciously in the infinitesimal portion of reality we can touch. You see the universe not in full. You see the part that reached you. And that part is enough to make you extraordinary. Observation. Step outside space, outside time, outside causality itself. Feel the invisible majority of existence pulsing all around, silent, eternal, unknowable. It is not a failure of discovery. It is not a void to mourn. It is a landscape for awe, a reminder that curiosity, consciousness, and wonder are precious precisely because they are finite and fragile. The unknown is not a limit. It is a horizon. Not a void, but an invitation. And finally, carry this thought with you, lingering in the mind like a soft, infinite echo. We have not observed the universe. We have only met the part that could reach us.